Sometimes we look around and wonder why certain things in our lives seem to be delayed. Why the door that were once wide open now seem to close before we can walk through them. We start questioning ourselves, questioning God, questioning timing. But sometimes it's not God holding us back, it's us. It's what we say, share, and how freely we give away what was meant to be kept between us and God. There's a quiet power in privacy, and sometimes you block your own blessings by telling everyone your business. Proverbs chapter 21 verse 23 says, "Whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps himself out of trouble." Now, that's not just about gossip or arguments. It's also about protection. Sometimes your mouth can ruin what your heart has been praying for. God will place something beautiful inside of you. A dream, a vision, a promise, but it's still in its early stage. It's like a seed, and the thing about seed is they grow best when they are underground, hidden, quiet, and covered. But what do? We dig it up too early to show everybody. We start announcing it before it's ready. We post it, we talk about it, we brag about it. And suddenly, the very thing God was nurturing gets exposed to criticism, jealousy, and doubt. And it's not that people are always evil. Sometimes they are just not assigned to your vision. They don't understand it and can't see it the way you see it. That's why Joseph, in the book of Genesis, chapters 37 to 50, is such a powerful example. God gave Joseph a dream, a divine dream that one day he'd rise to a position of greatness. But what did Joseph do? He went and told his brothers. And what happened? They became jealous. They hated him. They threw him into a pit and sold him into slavery. Now the dream still came true because God is faithful. But that story reminds us not everyone can handle what God showed you in private. Some people will love you until your dream starts shining brighter than theirs. God doesn't bless noise, He blesses obedience. He blesses quiet faith. Christ Himself taught His disciples in Matthew chapter 6. He said, "When you pray, go into your room and shut the door, and pray to your Father who is in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly." There's a divine transaction that happens in silence when it's just you and God. When you pray in secret, God rewards you openly. But when you announce everything too early, when you seek validation from others instead of confirmation from God, you start to block that blessing because you've shifted your focus. Instead of God getting the glory, you start feeding off attention, and attention can't sustain what only faith can build. Have you ever told someone your good news and suddenly things fell apart? Maybe you shared your business idea and it never took off. or you told people about that relationship and it ended before it began. Maybe you talk about a job opportunity and the offer disappeared. It's not always coincidence. Sometimes it's spiritual. There's a reason Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 7 says, "There's a time to keep silent and a time to speak." Wisdom is knowing the difference. When God starts blessing you, not everyone will celebrate. Some will question, some will doubt, and others will talk. But God says in Exodus chapter 14 verse 14, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." You don't have to explain what God is doing. You don't have to post every step or announce every miracle in motion. When you are quiet, you give God room to work. You give Him the space to shape your blessing without outside interference. Even Christ did not reveal everything at once. There were times when He healed people and said, "Tell no one." Why? Because the timing wasn't right. The story wasn't complete. There's divine wisdom in waiting. Because when the time is right, no one will have to guess that it was God. It will be undeniable. Why do we overshare? Why do we tell everyone our next move, plans, prayers, or private struggles? Sometimes it's loneliness or excitement, or even for validation. We just want someone to say, "That's amazing." But God is saying, "Bring it to me first." Look at Mary, the mother of Christ. When the angel told her she would give birth to the Savior of the world, Luke chapter 2 verse 19 says, "But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart." She did not rush to the marketplace to announce it or post it on a scroll saying, "Guess what God told me." She treasured it quietly because she understood something many of us forget. God's promises are precious, and precious things are protected things. Sometimes you block your own blessings by telling everyone your business, because not everyone is qualified to hear your promise. Not everyone is meant to walk with you in this next season. Not everyone has the capacity to nurture what God placed in your spirit. You can't share heavenly revelation with earthly minds. The next time God whispers something to your heart, hold it close, write it down, pray over it, protect it. The blessing you keep between you and God will grow stronger than the one you announce to everyone else. You are not missing out. You are being set apart. Your quiet season is not punishment, it's preparation. God is doing something in you that's not ready for public view yet. Don't sabotage it by seeking applause too soon. Trust that when it's time, when the seed has matured, when the promise is ready, God will reveal it, and nobody will be able to deny His hand in your life. Until then, move in silence, pray in private, walk in faith, and let your results speak for themselves. Because sometimes you block your own blessings by telling everyone your business. But when you let God write your story in secret, He will make sure the world sees the finished masterpiece in His perfect time. So breathe, keep your peace sacred, and remember what God whispered to you in the dark. He will one day shout through your life in the light. Just don't tell everyone your business before God does. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you.